Hello all, good morning. So here we are going to solve very interesting JavaScript coding challenge. Okay, I will explain in English. At the same time, I'm going to explain in Telugu. Okay, నేను తెలుగులో కూడా ఇది ఎలా సాల్వ్ చేయాలో చెప్తాను. సో అది కొంతమంది హెల్ప్ అవుతుందన్న ఉద్దేశంతో. సో ఫస్ట్ I will explain things everything in English. So really, if you need an explanation in Telugu, just watch till the end. In the end, I will explain everything in Telugu also. Okay. So let's see. So this is really interesting coding challenge in JavaScript, because maybe you can get similar kind of questions in other programming languages also, because coding challenges are not limited to any programming language. So if you have array like this, so observe carefully. We have one, two, or normal item, and then here the third item is another again array. Okay, and the fourth item is array. Inside of that, again we have two items and some like nested array kind of thing is there. How to solve this? The this Our target is we should flatten this array, because we should extract these items and we should create a new array, like a linear array. So how to do that? So just pause the video and just try for 10 minutes and just come up with your own ideas how to solve this one. Okay, because if you try to solve on yourself, definitely we can improve our logical thinking. Okay, instead of just watching the video and understanding in that way, it's not going to be helpful in the long term. So at the same second thing, you should practice. Okay, I will explain anyway, and you should practice couple of times and just understand the inner logic, so that it's going to be very easy. So okay, without wasting the time, let's start. So our goal is like we should have a sequence anyway. This is the input array. We need to get a new array with a flattened items. So if you saw this nested array, it's very difficult initially to think, okay, how to extract this. Okay, so I will, for simplifying the logic, I will do one thing. So what I'm doing, first we can solve the simple one, then we can go with the complex one so that we can understand easily. So I'm just taking array 2, simple, 1 comma 2 comma, here 3 comma 4 is there, and again 5 comma 6 comma and 7 8 9 and 10. Okay, here only one level is there. Here I didn't give a 2 or 3 nested levels. So first just try to solve this one so that you will get an idea, then you can go with a complex one. So now just focus on this one, array 2. So if you see, if it is a normal number, no problem for us. We can take that value and we can store in a new array. Suppose I'm just taking for result. Okay, result or a new array, whatever it is. Initially I'm just taking empty. So what we need to do, we need to check each and every item. Okay, if it is a normal value, directly we can push it result dot push array 2 of 0, and just go and check the next item. Okay, if it is not an array, directly you can push it. But it is an array, okay, that is a problem for us. Okay, if the item is array, so then we should think in a different way. So for that, so anyway, we need to iterate on each and every item, so that it's better to go with a for loop, right? For loop. So here I'm just creating a function, simple function. Okay, flatten, and whatever it is. Okay, whichever name you want, you can give it. So flatten array. So this function expects input as an array, and it will return a new array. Okay, it will do the flatten thing and it will return the array. Okay, so here just go with the let or constant, because anyway we are just pushing items with the help of references, right? So constant a new array or anything you can take it. Initially it is, and now I'm just writing a for loop. So okay, first of all, we should pass the value, right? Flatten array. This flatten array and the pass array. This once we did this all this one, we can concentrate on the complex one. So array 2. So here I'm just taking simple array or input array, whatever it is, you can give the name. So this is information is going to store in this array, or otherwise you can give an input array, anything like you can go with a very good name. Suggest me a good name. So array information. Okay, I'll just go with the array information. Okay, now just let I is equal to 0 because we are going to iterate on each and every item. So I is equal to 0. I less than this array info dot length. Length and I. Okay. So we are going to take each and every item. This is one item. This is second item. This is a third item. This is the fourth item. Like that. So here, now tell me how to check whether the given value is array or not. Suppose if I give a value, how to check whether it's a string or not. Okay, how to check whether it's a number or not. How to check whether it is a the boolean. Okay, at the same time, how to check whether the given value is a array or object, like that, right? So here, do you know? If we know, just note down whether that is and try. Okay. We are able to suppose if I give a value to you, suppose if I give a 10, you should say that it's not an array. So if I give a value as 10 comma 5, you should say that it's an array. Through logically through program, you should decide whether it's an array or not. So here we can do one thing. So I'm just writing if condition. If in JavaScript, if you want to check a given value is an array or not, it's very simple. So it's a capital array dot is array. Okay, what is that? This is a prototype. This is the prototype for all the arrays, right? So this is that's why it will start with a capital A. So array dot is array. So normally you will get array dot find, filter, map, method, everything. Okay, those are coming from prototype, right? What is a prototype? What is a constructor? What is the factory function behind that? Or you can say simply what is a class, right? Those are coming from a class. Like class is like syntactic sugar for the factory functions. Okay, in JavaScript. If you don't know all those things, don't worry. Um, we can learn those things slowly. So, but here, if you want to check a value is an array or not, so just provide that value. So here array information of I. So I'm just giving array information of I. So first it will give a value 1, then 2, then this array. So what will happen first? It will check 1. Array information of I is, it will check 1. So it will return false because array dot is array of 1. If you give a number, also it will return a false. So it will go to the else block. First we can finish the else block. If it is not an array, if it is not an array, we don't have any problem. Just push it. Just push it. New array dot push. New array dot push. What we are pushing? We are pushing that particular item. Got it? So if you see, if first we are taking the value at index number 0, that is 1. If you give array dot is array of 1, it will return false. That's fine. Then it will return false. Then new array dot push, and it will we are going to push that value into this array. So here this value will become. So here it will be 1. Now the first iteration. Second iteration. So again it will come. It will pick the value at index number 1. The value is 2. Again that is also false, right? That is also false. So here we are pushing the value 2. So here once you push the value 2, so that it will be like this. The array will be like this. Fine. So far everything is good. So if it is an array, if it is array, you see, if it is an array, if it is like 3 comma 4, now it will say if you give the value 3 comma 4, yes, it will return it is a true. Oh, it's a true. Yes, it's array. What do you want to do? Okay, if I give a if okay మనం ఒకవేళ array ఇస్తే ఇన్పుట్ గా దాన్ని మనం ఎలా స్ప్రెడ్ చేస్తాం. సో ఇఫ్ యు సీ you know a destructuring, right? If you have learned destructuring, then definitely it's going to be very helpful. So what is destructuring? What is destructuring? Okay, let me take a separate file. So, because if you don't understand what is destructuring, it's very difficult to understand what I'm writing. For that only, suppose if you see I'm just taking an array where array that is 2 comma 3 comma 3. So just give a equal. So, so here what I'm doing is a constant. So if you just do a comma b, so what will happen? This array is going to destructure, and a value will become, because it will assign 2 to a, it will assign 3 to b. If you see now, we can do console.log of a and console.log of b. So if you have an array of items and you want to destructure into these variables, okay, constant a comma b, or even you can go with here also, no problem. So constant. So now just run this one. So I'm just running the node app. So it is throwing an error. Okay, I think the spelling is wrong. Node AAP, I have given AAP. So see, it has destructured into two variables A, B, and A value will become 2 and B value become 3. And if you have a 3 items, observe carefully, this is very, very important. 2, 3, 4. And if you want to destructure into multiple variables, yes, this is so clear. So now, okay, you can just do, even if you have 3 variables. This is destructuring. So I hope you are aware of that, this concept. If not, if you are a beginner, so if you see 2, 3, 4 in destructure, even anything like, suppose if it is a string, okay, like triple R movie, or if it is KGF, so if it is Kantara, okay, I think everyone loves these movies, right? So what we are doing, we are just destructuring into normal variables. What will happen? A value will become triple R, B value will become KGF, C value become Kantara. So that means you can destructure it. And this is one way. And other way is like you can just destructure with a spread operator. Spread operator. Okay. Suppose if you see, I'm just taking a new array. Suppose new array. New array. Initially it is empty. And you want to copy this value to the new array. So normally what you will do, so suppose if you do array.push, sorry, new array.push, because we want to push items from this array to this array. So if you see, whenever you put array of 0, what will happen? It will push triple R to a new array. Okay, but if you want to push total 3 items at a time into the new array, what will happen? What we need to do? So if you see, if you do like this, just put 3 dots and array. So what it will do, it will spread what are the items are available in this array into this new array. So it is going to spread 3 items like triple R, KGF and Kanta. If you see now, if you see the console.log a new array. New array. What will happen? It will print the same result. So you see, the new array is also triple R kg of Kantara. You can do either, you can do like push array of 0, push array of 1, push array of 2. Okay, suppose this is one way. So I'm just explaining because most of students are the new beginners, like that's fine. So if you already know, you can forward this video and focus on the actual logic. So this is what I'm saying. Array dot push here, array of 0, and in the same way, in the same way, the same way, 1. And so this is equivalent. This is equivalent to this one. So at a time, if you have an array, you can spread it across that array one more time. So I hope you guys understood. Please do practice. If you do practice, you will understand. Otherwise, you can't understand. So the same situation we have right here. We have the same situation because here we are getting an array. We are getting an array. So if you have one value directly, you can push. You can push it into the new array. But here we are getting a item also a new array. So that here observe carefully. Observe carefully what I'm doing. So the new array dot push, new array dot push. What you want to push? Just spread that array because we know that the input value is array, right? Spread array information of that particular array. So here we are pushing just 2. Here we are pushing an array, like we are spreading the value 3 comma 4. That means here the meaning of this is new array dot push of array information of I means index number 0 1 2 and the j value, like 2 indexes are there, right? So it will take a 3 and it will push again, and it will take 4 and it will push. So here indirectly you can say that we have 2 for loops inside that. Okay, I hope you guys understood. Okay, if you do practice here, this one, hopefully you will understand this one. So if you understand now, simply so if it is an array, it will push that and it will spread. Now what will be the result here? Now it will be 3 comma 4. It is 3 comma 4. Okay, now next one 5. So simple. If this is 5, if we give a 5, if you just check 5, definitely it is false because it is not an array. It is not an array, so that it is going to push that value here, and now the value will be 5. And now next go to 6. 6 is also same, right? So without wasting time, I'm just pushing. The next you got 7 8 9 10. So okay, 7 8 9 10 you are getting in the form of array, right? Again, so here again it will say that it is a true. This is array, Raghu, this is array. I know that this is array. So if it is array, that means you have multiple items. How to spread across to the new array? Okay, simple. Spread. If you just spread operator, what it will do? It will destructure this 7 8 9 10 into 4 different variables, and it will push into this array. So now here the value will be 7 8 9 and 10. Okay, so now hopefully you understand. I'm just removing these unnecessary things now. Then let's see whether we have written logic properly or not. Save it. So this is a simple, not complex nested array. This is just one level of nested array. Okay, just one level. So once the array is completed, once the new array is formed with all the items, what we need to do? So after completing this for loop, we should return the new array. We should return the new array. That's fine. That's fine. That's fine. Save it. Now you will get the item, right? So constant result is equal to flatten array of that. So here I'm just putting console.log, okay, result. So before printing the result, okay, here we are passing the information, right? So let's see what is the original array and how it is just flattened. So array 2, we are passing array 2 to the flatten array. The value which is returning from that function is going to store in the result we are printing. Now here you will see the input array, here you will see the output array, the result. Let's see whether it is working properly or not. So, so this is, so this file name is cc4. Okay, cc, got it? You see, 1 2 3 4 has restructured into individual items. 5 6, that is fine. Again 7 8 9 10, it has restructured. Okay, I hope you understand. So here two things are very important. One is destructuring. How you should know what is restructuring. Suppose if you have an array of item and if you want to push it into the new array, all the items at a time, you can do like spread operator. So here what we are doing, we are checking whether it is a value or it's a normal value or an array. So if it is an array, we should, with the help of spread operator, we are going to push it. And if it is not an array, that means if it is just a normal variable, we can push it directly. But we have done only 50%. 50% logic is done, because if it is a just one level of nested array, it will work absolutely fine. But if you pass this array, definitely you will get the wrong result. So if you see here, I'm just putting comment. So if you give this array as an input to this function, so it will just do one level only. So that, so if you see something, okay, it's just too much level, right? So let me expand it. I don't know why it is just printing like that, but yeah, we should spread it, right? We should destructure and we should flatten. But what happened? 3 4 is a single dimensional array. So it's one nested, that's why fine. But here this is 5 6 7 8, like too much things are there in that. 5 has done properly, 6 has done properly, but the problem is inside of that again we have an array. So we didn't write logic to solve this problem. So what will happen? Suppose if you see, if you have a normal array, that's fine, you can destructure it. Here if you just a normal array, you can destructure it. Observe carefully what I'm talking. If you have a confusion, just ask me in the comment section. Okay, I will tell you. So if it is 3 4, that is fine. 3 4, that is fine. Suppose instead of 3 4, suppose if this array is having the values like this. Okay. If it is an array, what will happen? It will spread 3 into one item and it will push 4 and 5. This array total item, this total array, it will push into the new item. So observe carefully. Sorry, 1 minute. Without, okay, I don't want to disturb the original array. This is the original array. I hope you are understanding what I'm talking. So మీకు అర్థం కాకపోతే నన్ను అడగండి. సో ఇక్కడ ఏమవుతుంది, if you just give a 1, it is just pushing 2 fine, 3 4 we are destructuring, that is fine. But the problem is, suppose if you have 3 4 is fine. Again if you have suppose 11 here, another thing inside this one. So if you see, whenever we are destructuring, it will just destructure 3 into another variable, 4 into another variable, and here this is not a simple value. Again this is an array. So here the total array is going to spread into another value. So I will show you here. So here if it is fine, suppose x comma triple 1. So far if you have a single dimensional array, so you can take this value and spread, you can take this value, you can take this value. Suppose for the same example, observe carefully. So node AAP, what will happen? What will happen? It is pushing triple R, it is pushing KGF, it is pushing Kantara, fine. But it is treating this complete triple X and triple Y and array, it is considering as a one value. That's why it is just putting here. So even if you want more clarity, suppose constant, I'm just putting A comma B comma C comma D. So equal to, so now understand. So from array, the first value is going to store into A, the second value is going to store into B, and third value is going to be stored in C. So what is the fourth value? The fourth value itself is an array. That's why it is going to store the complete array into D. So that means because it is working like that, that's why we are not able to get the right output here. So what we need to do here, the simple logic is, suppose here we understand, right? If we have items like this, and if you have an array, so we have an array, this is fine. So if it is a single dimensional array, it is working fine. If it is another nested, it's not possible for us, right? But here one, we can solve this problem with the help of recursion. Okay, do you know what is recursion? Do you know what is recursion? Okay, recursion means calling a function inside the same. So if you call a function inside the same function, suppose the function is there, function triple A. So normally what we are doing, normally we can invoke this triple A outside. This is normal thing. But at any chance, if you just invoke the same function, because you are invoking triple A inside the same array. So this situation is called the recursion. But one big problem is there, because you are calling this function, again it is calling this function, then again it will invoke the function, so it will go to the infinite loop. That is a problem. But here, so somewhere, suppose if you write the logic after satisfying some, after doing some logic with the help of recursion, so if you just break that recursion, okay, then it is fine, then you can utilize it. So if you don't know how to stop that infinite loop, it's not easy to use the recursion, because whenever you want to use the recursion, you should know how to stop that. So for example, okay, I will take some example here, recursion. So let's see. So display function display here, console.log welcome. So I'm just saying welcome. Just if you invoke this one, node AAP, so it will print one time. But if you do display here, so observe carefully, note on a paper. If you are completely a beginner, if you don't know what is recursion, just note on a paper. First, whenever you invoke this function, it will go and execute this line, right? So it will print welcome once. Then it will come to the second line, so line number 5. So here it will invoke the function again. So that means it will come to this function again. Again it will execute console.log. So it will go and it will print second time. After that, again you are invoking the same function. So again here, because if you don't call it, so then it will remove that from execution context or something. It will come out of that function. But if you just do like that, what will happen? You are just calling the same function there itself, So it will go and print welcome, 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 welcome until unless you just stop it. So let's see, let's run it for fun. So let it be, go for an infinite loop. So if you see, it is already executed like like many times. If you see how many times it has executed with a short time itself, and after some time, so it is saying that maximum call stack size exceeded. That means, so it is going to use the call stack, right, to execute the JavaScript code or function. So it's keep on creating execution context, one on one top on one on top of another. So I will show you. It's taking too much time, but it's what. So call stack means it's a stack. So whenever you invoke the function, okay, normally it will have a global execution context, right? Whenever you invoke the function welcome, it will create the execution context. Okay, without killing that execution context, again you are invoking the same function. Again invoking the same function. It's printing the welcome. Again, it invoking, invoking, invoking. After some time, so it is going to come off of the call stack. Because once the call stack is full, it's not possible for JavaScript engine to create another execution context. So it will break. It will break. Okay. But here, there is a necessity for us to invoke the flatten array again. So if you see, if you have a simple array, fine. If you have a simple array, fine. But if you have a complex array like this, if you see, if you have this item, I'm just focusing on this item. If this is a simple item, that is fine. But if this array itself again have like 6 comma 7, whatever it is, okay, so whatever the logic we are applying here, if you have a simple array before, we have written some logic, right? Inside, if you got the same item again, okay, మనకు మళ్ళీ ఆ ఐటమ్ మళ్ళీ అలాగే వస్తే ఏం చేయొచ్చు? మనం ఫ్లాటన్ అరే యూస్ చేసి ఏం చేస్తాం? ఒక్కొక్క ఐటమ్ చెక్ చేసి ఇఫ్ ఇట్ ఇస్ నార్మల్ వాల్యూ వేర్ పుషింగ్ ఇన్ టు దిస్ అరే. ఇఫ్ ఇట్ ఈస్ అరే, మనం ఏం చేస్తాం? డీస్ట్రక్చర్ చేస్తాం. కాబట్టి ఇప్పుడు ఇక్కడ డీస్ట్రక్చర్ చేసేటప్పుడు మనం ఏం చేయాలి? డీస్ట్రక్చర్ చేసేటప్పుడు మనం ఏం చేయాలి? మనకు తెలీదు అది సింగిల్ నెస్టెడ్ అరేనా లేకపోతే మల్టిపుల్ నెస్టెడ్ అరేనా మనకు తెలియదు. కాబట్టి మళ్ళీ మనం ఏం చేస్తున్నామంటే ఈ అరే ఇన్ఫర్మేషన్ ఆఫ్ ఓకే, ఆ పర్టికులర్ ఐటమ్ ని మళ్ళీ మనం ఇదే ఫంక్షన్ కి ఇచ్చామనుకోండి, మళ్ళీ ఆ ఫంక్షన్ ఏం చేస్తుంది? ఆ పర్టికులర్ ఐటమ్, ఈ పర్టికులర్ ఐటమ్ మీద మళ్ళీ ఫర్ లూప్ అప్లై చేస్తుంది. మళ్ళీ ఒక్కొక్క వాల్యూని చెక్ చేస్తుంది. అది వాల్యూ కాకపోతే అరేనా. 3 వాల్యూ అయితే పుష్ చేస్తుంది, 4 వాల్యూ అయితే పుష్ చేస్తుంది, 6 7 ఇట్ ఈస్ అరే, రైట్? ఇట్స్ అరే. సో అప్పుడు దానికి తెలియదు 6 7 అరే నెస్టెడ్ అరేనా లేకపోతే సింగిల్ డైమెన్షన్ అరే. అప్పుడు ఏం చేస్తుంది? మళ్ళీ ఆ అరేని ఈ ఫ్లాటన్ అరేకి ఇచ్చేస్తుంది. సో చూడడానికి చాలా కాంప్లెక్స్ గా ఉంటుంది రికర్షన్. బట్ నార్మల్లీ ఇఫ్ యూ డోంట్ నో వాట్ ఈస్ రికర్షన్, ఇట్స్ వెరీ డిఫికల్ట్ టు అండర్స్టాండ్ దిస్. డెఫినెట్లీ ఇట్స్ డిఫికల్ట్. But yeah, after watching this video, please go and watch some examples related to the recursion in YouTube. Do practice and come back so that definitely you will understand. Here, what I'm doing here, this is an array. This is an array. If it is an array, what I'm doing, instead of spreading it across, I'm just calling this flatten array. Flatten array. Here, observe carefully. This is recursion. This is recursion. This is a flatten array. I'm just instead of just spreading itself, first I'm giving it to a flatten array, and that flatten array will return the new array. Okay, that flatten array will return new array. So, and it will keep on doing recursion. But here, luckily we have if-else logic. If it is an array, it will go for a recursion. If it is not an array, it is going to push an item into that particular array. It will break the loop. That's why we don't need to worry about how to break the infinite loop, because here whatever the logic already we have implemented, if it is an array, it is going to call that function again. If it is not an array, it is going to push that item into the inner array and it is going to break it. So I know it's difficult to understand, but we should understand the recursion, then only you will understand this complex. So let's see, first of all, okay, I told you a lot of things, but let's see whether it is working. Working or not properly. Suppose if you see, this is the complex array. So this is complex array. complex array commented. So now we have given a complex array to the flatten array method function. So node cc4. So if you see, we got it. 3, 4, no problem. Okay, if you see 5, 6, normally no problem, but we have inside another nested array, so it's very difficult. So that what we are giving. So if we got an any array, we are giving this total array to flatten array again, so that it will take care of that. It will return, it will destructure this 3, 4 into 3 comma 4 as a new variables, and it will push into that array, and again it will take the total big array. So here it's very difficult to understand, but you should take pen and paper or pencil and eraser and paper. So just go and understand through this logic step by step, then you will understand. So suppose I know for a, if you already not familiar with the recursion, it's very difficult to understand this logic. Okay, this logic, but please do practice some examples with the recursion, definitely you will understand. So at least without recursion, suppose if you have a this kind of array, you understand, right? If it is a single value, you can push it. If it is an array, you should destructure it. You should destructure it. But we don't know whether it is a single dimensional array or nested array. That's why we are passing, we are calling this function again. We are taking that function again. That we are taking the help of that function again. So that's why it's going to the recursion. This is a really great technique to solve this problem. So if you want to see again, suppose if you see here 3, 4 is there. If I put 11, 12, 55, whatever it is, and again 66, 77, whatever the nested, how many levels you have, no problem, because with the help of this recursion, it is going to make the flatten array. So node cc4, you see 1, 2, 3, 4, 12, 55, 66, 77, 5, 6, 7, 8, everything came into the single dimensional array. So this is very interesting thing. So just now tell me you guys understood or not. So suppose if you are already familiar with recursion and still you didn't understand what we are doing, okay, just ping me that, Raghu, I know the recursion but I didn't understand this logic, so that I will explain one more time. But if you don't know what is recursion previously, then definitely it's very difficult to understand. So please go and practice 5 to 6 examples related to the recursion and come back and watch this video, definitely you will understand. So even after that also you are not able to understand, you just ping me in the comment section so that I will connect with you live, okay, through Google Meet or something, and I will understand what is the problem. For you to understand the concept, I will explain in detail. Okay, hopefully this explanation is enough to understand for average students. That's why I'm just ending here. So I told you, right, I will explain in Telugu. Yeah, simple. In Telugu. So మనకి ఇప్పుడు ఒక array ఉంది. ఆ అరేలో 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 అలా ఇచ్చామనుకోండి, ఇట్స్ మనకు సింపుల్ ఏంటి, ఇంకో అరేలోకి పుష్ చేయడం. కాకపోతే ఇక్కడ ఏంటంటే మన ప్రాబ్లం, ఈ అరేలో ఉన్న వాల్యూస్ మళ్ళీ అరేస్ ఉన్నాయి. సో ఇది ఇండివిజువల్గా ఇది వాల్యూ ఇండెక్స్ నెంబర్ 1 దగ్గర, సో 0, 1, 2 దగ్గర మనకి ఇంకో అరే ఉంది. సో ఇలా అరే ఉన్నప్పుడు మనం దాన్ని ఫ్లాటెన్ చేయాలంటే ఏం చేయొచ్చు, సింగిల్ డైమెన్షనల్ అరే అయితే ఇట్స్ వెరీ సింపుల్. సో జస్ట్ అరే డాట్ పుష్ స్ప్రెడ్ డాట్ అరే ఇన్ఫర్మేషన్ ఆఫ్ ఐ అంటే ఈ 3, 4 డిస్ట్రక్చర్ అయిపోతాయి. కాకపోతే మన ప్రాబ్లం ఏంటి, ఇక్కడ సింగిల్ డైమెన్షన్ వస్తుందో లేకపోతే మళ్ళీ నెస్టెడ్ వస్తుందో మనకు తెలియదు. కాబట్టి నా ఆల్రెడీ ఒక ఫ్లాటెన్ అరే అనేది ఒక లాజిక్ రాసాను. ఏంటి, అది ప్రతిసారి చెక్ చేస్తుంది అది అరేనా కాదా. అరే అయితే హ్యాపీగా ఓకే, అరే కాకపోతే హ్యాపీగా పుష్ చేస్తుంది ఆ వాల్యూని. అరే అయితే మనం ఏం చేయాలి, మళ్ళీ డీస్ట్రక్చర్ చేయాలి. కాకపోతే ఇక్కడికి వచ్చే వరకు ఏంటి, ఎన్ని లెవెల్స్ ఉన్నాయో తెలియదు. కాబట్టి మనం ఈ ఫ్లాటెన్ అరేకి ఇచ్చేస్తే అది ఏం చేస్తుంది, అది ఫ్లాట్ చేసుకుంటూ వస్తుంది రికర్షన్గా. సో ఇప్పుడు ఫస్ట్ ఇప్పుడు 3, 4 ఉంది. 3, 4 సింపుల్ కాబట్టి నో ప్రాబ్లం. సో ఇప్పుడు ఈ బిగ్ ఎగ్జాంపుల్ ఉంది 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. ఇప్పుడు ఏం చేస్తుంది, ఫస్ట్ లెవెల్లో ఇది అరే కాబట్టి ఇప్పుడు మనం ఫ్లాటెన్ అరేకి ఇచ్చాం అనుకోండి, అప్పుడు ఏం చేస్తుంది, 5 తీసుకుంటుంది పుష్ చేస్తుంది, 6 తీసుకుని పుష్ చేస్తుంది. నో ప్రాబ్లం. ఇక్కడ మళ్ళీ అరే వచ్చింది. అరే రాగానే ఏం చేస్తుంది, మళ్ళీ రికర్షన్ ఫంక్షన్ ని కాల్ చేసి అప్పుడు ఇన్పుట్ ఏమిస్తుంది, ఈ 7 నుంచి వస్తుంది. అప్పుడు ఏం చేస్తుంది, ఈ 7 నార్మల్ వాల్యూ పుష్ చేస్తుంది. ఇది అరే, ఈ అరే రాగానే ఏం చేస్తుంది, మళ్ళీ ఫ్లాటెన్ అరేని అరే మెథడ్ ని ఫ్లాటెన్ అరే మెథడ్ ని కాల్ చేస్తుంది. అప్పుడు ఏం చేస్తుంది, 8 9 10 ఉంది. 8 9 10 నార్మల్ వాల్యూస్ కాబట్టి అప్పుడు మళ్ళీ రిటర్న్ చేసేస్తుంది. సో ఈ రికర్షన్ ప్రాసెస్ లో మనకు ఈ క్వశ్చన్ ని సాల్వ్ చేయొచ్చు. సో మీకు ఇప్పటికీ అంటే రికర్షన్ ఆల్రెడీ మీకు తెలుసుంటే ఇది చాలా ఈజీగా అర్థం చేసుకోవడం. రికర్షన్ అనే కాన్సెప్ట్ మీకు కంప్లీట్ గా కొత్త అనుకోండి, డెఫినెట్ గా ఇది ప్రాబ్లం. అది అర్థం కాదు, డెఫినెట్ గా మీకు అర్థం కాకపోయిండొచ్చు. రికర్షన్ అంటే తెలియకపోతే డెఫినెట్ గా అర్థం అవడం కష్టం. సో నేనేం సజెస్ట్ చేస్తున్నాను, మీరు రికర్షన్ మీద ఒక 5 6 ఎగ్జాంపుల్స్ ప్రాక్టీస్ చేయండి. చేసిన తర్వాత ఇది మళ్ళీ ఒకసారి ఇది ప్రాక్టీస్ చేయండి. స్టిల్ మీకు అర్థం కాకపోతే నా కమెంట్ సెక్షన్లో పెట్టండి. డైరెక్ట్గా నేను మైక్రోసాఫ్ట్ టీమ్స్లో కానీ లేకపోతే గూగుల్ మీట్లో మీతో కనెక్ట్ అయ్యి నేను మళ్ళీ ఇన్ డీటెయిల్గా ఎక్స్ప్లెయిన్ చేస్తాను. సో అర్థమైంది అనుకుంటా. దిస్ ఈస్ ఎనఫ్ అండ్ థ్యాంక్ యూ ఫర్ యువర్ పేషెన్స్ బికాస్ ఐ డోంట్ నో బికాస్ హౌ మెనీ ఆఫ్ యువర్ వాచ్ దిస్ వీడియో కంప్లీట్లీ బికాస్ I have taken too much time, right? So fine, but it's most interesting and challenging interview question nowadays. So hopefully you guys understood what we have done. So thank you and see you in the next coding challenge the next time. So let's see which one we can pick. This one or reversing the strings or removing extra spaces in the array. So I have just prepared one trailer for this coding challenges, right? There I have explained this coding into equations so that we can pick one by one interesting things and definitely we can solve everything. Okay? Even if you have if you got any super interesting coding challenges questions, share with me so that I will also learn from that. Okay? Thank you.